بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. We reached Mabhath al-Thani, yeah? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Page 42 according to my edition. المبحث الثاني دلالة هيئة الأمر على الوجوب. This is about whether the structure or the cast for command indicates wujub or not. There are different views. Ayatollah Subhani has the idea that the hay'a or the structure or the cast only indicates ba'ath, pushing someone or some people towards the action, ba'ath. Neither it indicates wujub nor istihbab. Okay? So we say, for example, اغتسل للجمعة. Make ghusl for Friday. اغتسل means you should go for Jum'ah, for ghusl on Jum'ah. It's not indicating wujub, it's not indicating mustahab. If you say it indicates wujub, then when it is used for mustahab, needs qarine, because it becomes majazi. If you say it's for mustahab, when it's used for wujub, you need qarine and becomes majazi. But he says, we say there is a common meaning, and that is ba'ath, to push. Whether it's necessary, obligatory, or you have an option of not doing, should be understood from other evidence and outside the term. So he says, قد عرفت أن هيئة إفعال موضوعة لإنشاء البعث وأنها ليست موضوعة للوجوب ولا للندب. It's not coined or designated for wujub or for nadb. Nadb and istihbab are the same. Mandub means mustahab, because nadaba ila shay means recommended, encouraged to do it. وأنهما خارجان عن مدلول الهيئة. Wujub and nadb, to be obligatory or to be recommended, are to be understood from external evidence. They are kharij, means they are not included in the meaning of the term. ومع ذلك هناك بحث آخر. Okay. But now there is another discussion. This is what we have already discussed before. But now we have another question. وهو أنه لا إشكال في لزوم امتثال أمر المولى إذا علم أنه يطلب على وجه اللزوم. You say, okay, if we realize that our master wants us to do this necessarily, there is an obligation that we must do it, okay, then we have to do it. But if we don't know, if we are not sure, because you said bath, if you know that it's obligatory, so you do it. If you are not sure, what should you do? Because bath is common between wujub and istihbab. If someone is in doubt whether this is for wujub or not, what should he do? Al-haqqu wal-awwal. The correct view is that if you are not sure, you have to assume that it is wajib. Because Mawla is asking you to do something. As long as there is no evidence which suggests that you have choice of not doing, if there is no such evidence that you have the choice of not doing, then you have to do what? You have to assume that you must do it. When Mullah says, bring me water, okay? You cannot run away from your duty by saying, maybe he just meant istihbab. So when there is a command coming from master, from Mullah, you have to take it very seriously. You have to do it, unless you can establish clearly that even if you don't do it, he would not mind. Okay? الحق هو الأول لأن العقل يحكم بلزوم تحصيل المؤمن في دائرة المولوية والعبودية, because intellect makes such judgment. يحكم. Intellect makes such judgment that we must acquire tahsil. Tahsil means what? To gain, to acquire. Al-Mu'ammin, what can give you security? What can give you peace and safety? So when Mullah says you must do it, there is a chance of disobeying him. If it's wajib, you have disobeyed him, you have committed sin, you have exposed yourself to his anger. Okay? So unless you have a proof that if you don't do it, it's okay, you shouldn't take any risk. Okay? But I don't know, when I say to you, as a teacher, not as a master, of course, as a teacher, that you must do mubahisa, and there is no evidence that this is not mustahab, why you don't do it?
We've been doing it.
Pardon?
We've been doing it.
You've been doing it? Okay. All do mubahisa?
Five.
Okay. According to Ayatollah Subhani, anyone who has aql will do mubahisa. Because al-aqlu yahkumu bil-luzum tahsil al-mu'ammin fi da'irat al-mawlawiyyah wal-ubudiyyah. Okay? Of course, teacher is not master, but teacher has also some position, of course. وَلَا يَصِحُّ تَرْكُ الْمَأْمُورِ بِهِ. It's not correct to fail doing مأمور به, what you have been commanded to do, بمجرد احتمال أن يكون الطلب طلبا ندبيا. Just because of the likelihood that this was mustahab, you don't do it.
Mujarrad is to be away from alone.
Mujarrad means merely, simply. Just because of likelihood, simply because there is a little possibility, you say, I don't do it. وَتُؤَيِّدُهُ سِيرَةُ الْعُقَلَاءِ. Aql makes such judgment. Also, this is the conduct, the habit of uqala, rational people. There is a difference in Usul al-Fiqh, when we say uqala and when we say aql, it's different. Do you know what's the difference? Siriya uqala or bina'ul uqala is different from aql. When you say aql makes a judgment, means this is decisive judgment of aql that you can argue logically. But sometimes uqala do not have a decisive proof, but this is the way uqala do something. When uqala do something, it's not proof, but you have to do it unless there is evidence against it. So if, for example, if Shari says you should not do this, we don't do it. Otherwise, we go by the practice of reasonable people, rational people. If rational people do something, you can do it unless it is rejected by religion. Is it clear?
Yes.
For example, in the discussion about istishab, sometimes you bring an argument for istishab, either religious or rational. Sometimes you don't have any argument, indecisive argument, but you say, Uqala have this habit that if they know someone was, for example, living in this address, and after 6 months also they want to see him, they go to the same address. This is not proof. This is the practice of Uqala. Yeah? Did you get it?
Alhamdulillah.
Yes. ولا يصح ترك المأمور به بمجرد احتمال أن يكون الطلب طلبا ندبيا وتؤيده سيرة العقلاء. What is سيرة العقلاء؟ على أن ترك المأمور به لا بد أن يستند إلى عذر قاطع. Not doing what you have been asked to do must be based on عذر قاطع, decisive excuse. You must have a concrete proof so that you don't do it. Otherwise, you must do it. فلا يصح تركه باحتمال أن أمره ليس إلزاميا. You cannot say, I don't do it because maybe it's not obligatory. فخرجنا بالنتيجة التالية. So the conclusion is this. إن المدلول المطابق لهيئة إفعال هو إنشاء البعث. Remember we said دلالة الألفاظ are three. Remember? دلالة الألفاظ, الدلالة المطابقية, الدلالة التضمنية, الدلالة الالتزامية. You studied this mantiq in mantiq, yeah. So, الدلالة المطابقية means 100% correspondence. So, the whole term indicates the whole meaning. So, تضمن means is included in the meaning. For example, when I say إنسان, what is المدلول المطابق للإنسان? حيوان ناطق, entire humanity. But if I say al-insan, then it indicates حيوانية, for example, as part of it. This is دلالة تضمني. التزامي is خارج, it must be something outside the meaning but implied by the meaning. Pardon? Yeah, but not in. For example, pardon? Like for example, imkan, to be contingent, is not included in the meaning of insan, but it's implied by being insan, or something like that. Anyway, al-madlul, al-mutabiqi, lihayat if'al, what is the corresponding, literal, complete meaning, 100% of the meaning, is insha'ul ba'th, to initiate pushing. Insha. Insha means you generate. There's a difference between insha and khabar. Khabar is a statement, insha is by your very saying you initiate. Like when be'ato is for insha, means by this you initiate the act of selling. So, إن المطلول المطابق له تفعل هو إنشاء البعث. Second, الوجوب واللزوم الامتثال مدلول التزامي لها بحكم العقل. By the way of implication, we say you must do it. Because when there is pushing by Mawla, and you don't have any evidence to suggest that you have option, you must do it. Okay? It's clear? Okay. I think it's again getting very hot. Can we have some fresh air? We need fresh air in London, you know.
You know, the way you're speaking for at least last two classes, if you speak among our people, you'll be very, very successful because your voice is going so high.
Really?
That might be one of the reasons.
Any chance for me in Urdu speaking community?
Plenty of chances. Like this.
Okay. Thank you very much. المبحث الثالث. Now we move on to the third discussion. استفادة الوجوب من أساليب أخرى. There are other ways for indicating wujub. So we want to see how we can understand, we can learn wujub from other styles. For example, not from hay'ah or madda. For example, sometimes in Arabic, fi'l muzari is used to indicate wujub. For example, you tell me that I doubted whether I had made wuzu or not. Okay? I had doubt whether I had wuzu or not. Then I said my salat. What should I do? I can say, repeat your salat. Repeat your salat. A'id as-salah. A'id as-salah. Repeat your salat. Or I may say, tu'id as-salah. You repeat the salat. This is mudare. Mudare means you do this, but it means you must do it. Of course, in English, because do is used for both, it's not clear, but I hope you got my point. Tu'idu salah means you are informing that he is doing this, but it means you must do it. Is clear? Actually, ulama say this is stronger than saying a'id as-salat. When you say a'id as-salat, it's a command. When you say tu'idu as-salat, it means that you are so sure that this is going to happen that you use present tense, which is a kind of a statement that it means that you are doing this. Yeah? So
why does it say this is stronger?
Because it means that he is assuming that this is happening already. You know, it's very strong. Tu'idu salam means definitely you are going to do this.
Can we use the word tushrib as well to drink it for command?
Like what? Yes.
Like,
for example, someone says that I am dying out of thirst. Shall I drink water or not? I can say ishrab al-ma, I can say tashrab al-ma. But even I say tashrab al-ma means ishrab al-ma. But with more emphasis. Means it's obvious that you must drink water. Yeah? Did it quench your thirst? Okay. إن للقرآن والسنة أساليب أخرى في بيان الوجوب والإلزام. In the Quran, in the glorious Quran, and in the Sunnah, there are other uslub. Uslub means styles. Uslub, you use it in Urdu?
yes, we do.
It means style.
Style.
In Farsi also we say uslub. There are other styles for indicating obligation or ilzam. Other than sigatul am. So we have sigatul am, but we have also other ways of doing this. Saying wujub. فتارة يعبر عنه بلفظ الفرض والكتابة. Sometimes we use a verb from the root فرض or كتبة. فرض and كتابة. You know, فرض, فريضة, مفروض means obligation, obligatory. Or كتبة. For example, قد فرض الله لكم تحلة أيمانكم. Surah Tahrim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according of course to this interpretation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it compulsory to release or to cancel your vows. Sometimes you have to cancel the contract. Or kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Kutiba means it has become compulsory. It's something that God has obligated. Or inna as-salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Prayer is a taklif, a duty which comes with timing. Kitaban mawqutan. Kitaban means fariza, means wajib. Mawqutan means it comes with timing. It came in very good time, thank you. وأخرى يجعل الفعل في عهدة المكلف. Sometimes we want to say wujub, but we say it in this way. We say, you can do this. It's up to you to do it. Which means what? You must do it. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. For God, it's upon people. For God, it's upon people to perform pilgrimage to the house of God. Of course, for anyone who is capable. مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. مُسْتَطِيع. So, instead of saying حِجُّ, you can say حَجُّ فِي الْأَمْرِ. حِجُّ. Okay? في الأمر. But instead of that, you can say لِلَّهَ عَلَى النَّاسِ حَجُّ الْبَيْتِ. It's clear? The third way. وثالثة يخبر عن وجود شيء في المستقبل مشعرا بالبعث الناشئ عن إرادة أكيدة. Sometimes we inform about something which is going to happen, which means that this is a kind of pushing that you must do it. Actually, it's not mustaqbal, it's muzari, because for the present tense, not for future. For example, وَالْوَالِدَاتُ. Walidat means mothers. Yes, mothers give milk, means foster their babies for 2 complete years. Mothers, it doesn't say, oh mothers, foster your baby for 2 years. It's not like command. It's like a statement. But in reality, this is not a statement. In reality, this is a kind of command or advice and recommendation. Mothers give milk or foster their babies for 2 complete years. Which means how many months? 24. This is the maximum. This is the maximum. But when the Quran says حَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ 30 شهرا, so pregnancy and then the period of fostering is 30 months. Okay? So it means that it can be, you know the story, yeah? That there was a lady who 6 months after marriage had baby. So some people said she has committed, adultery. Then I think it was Amir al-Mu'min said no. Because the Quran says حَمْلُ وَفِصَالُ 30 شهرا means 30 months. And the other answer يُؤْذِنَ أَوْلَادًا حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ. 30 minus 24 means
6 months.
6. So the minimum of pregnancy is 6 months. Okay? So she was saved. Amma Sunnah. These are verses of the Quran. We have example for this in Hadith. فقد تضافرت الروايات عن أئمة أهل البيت في أبواب الطهارة والصلاة وغيرهما. There are many hadiths. Tadafara means it's many hadiths in different sections of fiqh. Babu Tahara, the section about Tahara. Tahara, wuzu and ghusl and najasa, Tahara, all these things. Salat, and other than these two. Like yaghtasilu. Someone asks a question, for example, he has become najis, his body is najis for prayer, we say yaghtasilu means ightasil or liyaghtasil. He must. Yu'idu salah. He repeats, means must repeat. Yastaqbilu al-qiblah means he must turn towards qiblah. Yeah? Yastaqbilu al-qiblah. فالجمل الخبرية في هذه الموارد وإن استعملت في معناها الحقيقي. Even if these statements are used in their literal sense, it's not majazi, it's in literal sense, but they indicate a kind of command. لكن بداع الطلب والبعث. وقد عرفت أن بعث المولى, and you knew that when Mawla makes ba'ath, pushes you to do something, you cannot take it, light. Don't take it light. Take it seriously, so that you gain light. Okay? Don't take it. Okay. Al-Mabhath al-Rabi', the fourth discussion. This is something we had in the previous book on Usul al-Fiqh. Sometimes there is a prohibition. For example, you go to doctor and you have cold. Doctors or flu. Doctor says, don't eat this food. Don't drink this drink. Okay? And he says, come next week, I see you. You go up next week and he says, now you are okay. Eat that food. Drink that drink. Does it mean that you have to eat?
No.
Or it means that the ban is over. The ban is removed. Yeah, the ban is removed. Otherwise you can. So, إذا ورد الأمر عقيب الحظر, when a command comes after banning, prohibiting. حظر means manner. محظور means ممنوع. محظور ممنوع. إذا ورد الأمر عقيب الحظر فهل يحمل الأمر على الوجوب? Is the command أمر, is it taken to mean obligation? For example, there is ayah which suggests that when you are in the state of ihram, you should not hunt, you should not kill animals. Okay? أُحِلَّتْ لَكُمْ بَهِيمَةُ الْأَنْعَامِ. You can benefit from the meat of, for example, cow, sheep, goat, camel, after slaughtering them properly. But there are things which are excluded. إِلَّا مَا يُتْلَى عَلَيْكُمْ. There are things which are excluded. Sheep, goat, camel, these are okay. But there are some an'am, some animals that you cannot eat. But even those things that you can eat, you must not be in the state of ihram. غَيْرَ مُحِلِّ الصَّيْدِ وَأَنْتُمْ حُرُمْ. When you are in the state of ihram, you cannot do sayd. You cannot hunt. Okay? Is it clear? This is a hazard. This is a prohibition. This is a ban. But then the ayah, Surah Ma'idah number 2, the next ayah says, وَإِذَا حَلَلْتُمْ. When your state of ihram is finished and you are muhal, okay? Fastadu, hunt. Does it mean that is a condition? That when our ihram is over, we have to go and start hunting? No. It means that the ban is removed. Okay? Okay. This example, of course, is very clear, but in general, Usuliyun have different opinions. فقد اختلف الأصوليون في مدلول هيئة الأمر عقيب الحظر على أقوال. Usuliyun have disagreed about what would be the meaning of this cast or the structure of Amr after ban. One view, the first, is ظاهرة في الوجوب. ظاهرة means al-hay'atu. Hay'atul Amr ظاهرة في الوجوب. It means that you must do it. Of course, if there was no qarina, then we had to say you must hunt. But here we have qarina, of course. But if there was no qarina, ظاهرة في الإباحة. Some people say no, it's ibaha. It's okay, permissible. Some say there is no zuhur, neither wujub nor ibaha. You have to understand what is your duty from other ways. From the hay'a, you cannot understand what is your duty. وَالثَّالِثُ هُوَ الْأَقْوَى. The third is stronger. لأن تقدم الحاضر يصلح لأن يكون قرينة على أن الأمر الوارد بعده لرفع الحظر لا للإيجاب فتكون النتيجة هي الإباحة كما يحتمل أن المتكلم لا يعتمد على تلك القرينة وأطلق الأمر لغاية الإيجاب. There are two ways it can be. He didn't say that you can, for example, avoid doing it because he knew that you think it's wajib. Or maybe he didn't say that you can, for example, you cannot because he thought that you are yourself taking it wujub. Anyway, he wants to say it's not known what is understood. So, neither wujub nor إباحة. نعم إذا قامت القرينة على أن المراد هو رفع الحظ, if there is an evidence which suggests that is used to mean removal of the ban, like the doctor says, you are okay, eat the food that I told you not to eat. Drink or hunt for muhil. Here we have evidence that means just ibadah. It's just ibadah. Okay. The next is al-marratu wa takrar. Is it enough or shall we continue or is it enough or we continue? One more.
Yeah.
One more. Marratan ukhra. Okay. One of the discussions is when you say to someone, if I tell you that bring me water, for example, go and see your mother, does it mean that you must do it again and again? Or does it mean that you must do it once? Or doesn't mean anything? So, command, does it indicate marra means once? Or it means takrar, you have to repeat again and again? This is the question. إذا دل الدليل, when there is an evidence, there is a kind of indicator that Mawla, master, asked to do something once. Okay, if there is evidence that he means once, we don't have any dispute. No point in discussing, it's clear. Our discussion is when we cannot establish. Okay, there's no evidence. For example, لِلَّهَ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ. Everyone knows that this doesn't mean that you have to go more than once. Yeah? Is it clear or not? You seem a little bit puzzled, huh? No? Everything is clear? Okay. Clear? Okay. لِلَّهَ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ. No one has ever said that it's obligatory to go to Hajj again and again. So here we know. If you know, then there is no discussion. Sometimes it's opposite. You know that you have to repeat. Again, that's not something that is questionable. For example, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. Whoever witnesses the month of Ramadan, he has to fast. Is it one month of Ramadan or every month of Ramadan? Every month of Ramadan. No one has any doubt about this. So again, this is out of question. Okay? أما إذا لم يتبين واحد من الأمرين. But if none of the two things, whether it's only one or it has to be repeated, none of them is established from the term, from the text, linguistic, indicators. Nothing is established. لم يتبين. It's not clear. It's not known. فهل تدل صيغة الأمر على المرة أو على التكرار أو لا تدل على واحد منهما? Does it mean once? Does it mean repeatedly? Or doesn't mean anything? In this regard, doesn't mean anything. Neither of the two. الحق هو الثالث. This is the way Ayatollah Subhani for every issue here, he says neither this nor that. Only Ba'as. الحق هو الثالث. None of the two. Why? لأن الدليل, because your indicator is either هيئة الأمر or مادة الأمر, the root or the structure. الهيئة وضعت لنفس البعث. هيئة is only for pushing. والمادة وضعت لصرف الطبيعة. مادة is what? Only the nature. For example, اغتسل. مادة not مادة الأمر. مادة التي the root that you have brought it to the structure of command. For example, اغتسل. غسل or غسل. غسل is masdar, غسل is اسم masdar. When you take غسل to اغتسل, غسل means washing. So غسل doesn't mean one or more. The structure of افتعل also doesn't mean any of the two, it just means pushing. So افتعل means pushing and غسل means washing. Washing and pushing doesn't mean one or more. Yeah? It's clear? Washing and pushing. I think he pushes his idea too much. MashaAllah. With all the respect, but he's emphasizing on pushing. فالهيئة وضعت لنفس البعث. هيئة, what is هيئة? Like إفعال, إفتعيل, فعل. No, this is structure. والمادة, like غسل for اغتسل, كتابة for اكتب, ذهاب for اذهب. That مادة. للصرف الطبيعة, just the basic essence of that action. Just writing, just going, just washing. فليس هناك ما يدل على المرة أو التكرار. So there is nothing there which indicates to be for one time only or to be repeated. واستفادتهما من اللفظ بحاجة إلى دليل. And if you want to understand this, whether it's for marra or for takrar, from the term needs evidence, needs kind of indicator, and we don't have this. But normally many people say it's marra. Why? Because they say when you are told اغتسل, for example, means you have to do ghusl. If you don't do any ghusl, you have not implemented, you have not obeyed. If you do one ghusl, it means that this has happened. اشرب الماء, if you do once is enough. At least you have brought this into existence. In nahi is not opposite. If you are told لا تشرب, you can shrub, no problem. Sorry. Okay. If you are told not to drink, and you say no, I drink once, so you didn't listen. But if you are told ishrab and you drink once, you have listened. Okay? So there is a difference. If you want something not to happen, you have to stop it altogether. For example, if I say la takdhibu, don't tell lies. Even one lie is disobedience. For example, you cannot say, I could have said 100 lies on WhatsApp. I didn't say except 10. So 90% I obeyed. Okay? So no, you didn't obey at all. Because you have to avoid any lie. Yeah? And nowadays you see some people are very professional. We have to analyze different ways of lying, that people do. It's very professional. It seems that over years they have developed skills of lying. And now how, they can. Of course, alhamdulillah for mu'minin, the lies of people are very clear. But because they live in their own, confusion, illusion, they think they can deceive people. So some people, unfortunately, think that by avoiding few times it's okay. For example, Allah said, don't do ghaibah. So I didn't do ghaibah of my father. my mother, my brother, my friend. No, don't do ghibah of anyone. Not just your own people. So, if you are asked to do something, doing once is enough, unless you have evidence that you must do it again and again. If you are asked not to do, you must not do at all. Because even doing once is disobedience. Okay? If we say free a slave, even if you do one act of freeing a slave, you can say, I listened. But if we say, for example, do not harm people, you cannot say, there are millions of people that I didn't harm them. No, even if you harm one person, it's a problem. So there's a difference between amr and nahi in this sense. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.